It's an important thing I think we want to mention before we get stuck in, and that's about the activist Zara Kay, Australian activist. She's currently in trouble in Tanzania. I mean, I think we've actually both been in the same room with her before. I've met her a couple of times. I think I marched.
Yeah, I met her at one of the secular conferences. She's came out openly as an ex-Muslim. She decided to campaign. One of those extrovert type people, very fresh to the scene and really just wants to get stuck in and campaign and help other people in her situation. And basically, originally from Tanzania, but an Australian citizen now. I think she went back to Tanzania some time ago. And then she was arrested and prevented from leaving the country. Apparently, there's not a clear indication of the charges against her. But the Council of Ex-Muslim Forum did say that she was charged over social media posts on Twitter that were deemed critical of Tanzania's president, which she wrote several months ago, and then using a SIM card not registered in her name. I mean, God, she sounds like a monster.
Yeah, lock her up.
Wow. Lock her up for those dodgy SIM cards.
It's like say
she's apparently released on bail, but her passport's been confiscated, so she can't go anywhere. But I've met her. You've met her. She just seems like a very sort of happy-go-lucky type of person who just wanted to come out openly as an ex-Muslim and just make it easier for others to do the same.
Yeah, so she's one of the founders of Faithless Hijabi, and she's very, as you say, very outspoken. I'd say quite courageous. It's always difficult to do these things as somebody who was once part of a community that she's now criticising in a sense. So and this is as close to a social justice warrior feminist as I get, but I do tend to think these things are a lot more difficult if you're female. I have a bit of a soft spot for courageous female dissidents. For some reason, I always think it's women who change the tide on these issues. But it's deeply concerning because I think one of the main suspicions here is a lot of these charges relating to sort of SIM cards and citizenships have been trumped up in order to basically punish her for her comments on the government there and or Islam. And she herself has claimed via a few tweets, she's out on bail, as you mentioned, that they have repeatedly asked her about her faith, about her comments, about her faith, why she's left her faith. They seem to be leaning on this aspect. So I don't care if it's against the law there to fuck about with a SIM card not registered in your name. This citizen issue regarding her passport seems like a procedural bit of nonsense anyway, and I certainly don't think it justifies her having to make daily trips to a police station, being kept in a cell at one point from her own account, and not knowing when or if she can return back to either Australia or the UK or whether she currently resides at the moment. So ex-Muslim Council of Britain, they seem to be the chief proprietors of banging the drum about this. I've spread as much as I can about it. I've put it on my blog as well. I'll put it in the show notes. So I think the best thing anyone can do about this, no one's asking for money or contributions. We're just asking you to keep it in the media cycle, keep it in the social media feeds so that it doesn't disappear. And she obviously gets the attention she deserves until this is resolved, because it can't be pleasant, can it? She must be very, very worried at the moment. And for what? For tweeting a few things that are critical of Islam and the Tanzanian government on Twitter, and maybe having a SIM card she shouldn't. I just feel this is a little crazy.
I think as well, in the initial stages when she was arrested and held and then released, I think a little bit of misinformation was going around on Twitter because when she was out on bail, she posted a picture or something of her eating cheesecake, and I think someone suggested that she's all right because if you're eating a cheesecake, all is right.
Yes,
in the world.
There is no possible scenario where cake is acceptable if you're in a tricky situation. I think that's
if anything, if you're going through shit, you need cake. Okay, let them eat cake. Let us eat cake. Yeah. Damn it, we need cake. So yeah, and I think the people who originally tried to suggest that have apologized and said, "Look, we're really sorry for that." And I get it. Sometimes it's very difficult on social media because you have all sorts of information flying around, and you just don't know what's true or not, what's actually happening.
Hoping for a speedy resolution on the whole issue surrounding Zara Kay, and as soon as we know she's safe, the better, really, I suppose. So there's nothing else we can do at the moment apart from keep banging the drum.
Well, I also heard that, in Tanzania, it's very rare for charges to stick like this. So I'm hoping that it'll just be another case of where, police have been heavy-handed and realise it's a losing battle, just to release her quietly. So, fingers crossed on that front.
That's the whole point of getting international attention on the issue. Make it so that they're under the watchful eye of the world and the human rights groups and the local media, so that they have to be very careful about whatever steps they make next.
Yeah.
Okay.